I like Monster, but Red Bull smells like puke and feet.
Is that just like a remnants of a night out?
I think it is. Every time I walk in a nightclub now, I'm like, every time I walk in a, like, it hasn't happened for a long time, though. We're back at everyone's favourite store. Maidenhead Aquatics Taunton, which is actually in Wellington.
Yep.
I do it every time, but I have to do it every time.
Yeah, because it is.
Because it is. So we've got free, come over, come here, look, at least act like you're interested.
I was interested.
We've got 3 tanks in the store now that are doing really well. Oh, I should have looked up dates. How old is this? 3 months. 2
Yeah, 2 months. 2 months, and then that one's May, that one. And then, yeah, so I reckon we've got about 3-4 months, 2 months, and then a month. Or maybe like a couple of weeks. So yeah.
Yeah, a couple of weeks. But this one was actually started like 3 months.
Yeah.
Like it went until the fish went in was 2 months.
It was a big old project and a big cleaning session.
No one cares.
Pretty shiny now.
What do you mean it's shiny now?
The glass, it's the reflection.
Oh, the reflection.
Bad.
Yeah, when I came in, first of all, look above us. Like today is forecast for grey weather and rain. And I've walked in and it was like, it wasn't bright in here and everything looked so much better because you just had the lights like highlighting where they needed to be.
Shouldn't
And
have
now
wasted all that time.
we were just chatting for ages before the sun's going in. So first of all, I'm noticing for sure that the biggest Congo Tetras now are even bigger. Like, look at this guy. Oh, and in a minute, that one with the dodgy mouth is going to pop up.
That's him, isn't it?
It could be him. It's
Yeah,
hard to see through the
there
lens.
is.
Okay, that's the one with the dodgy mouth. And everyone's like, it's got a dodgy mouth, but he's absolutely fine. And he's
Yeah.
now the boss of the tank,
He is.
isn't he?
He's one of the dominant males in this tank now, so he really doesn't care. That's why, yeah, we can't take him out, bless him.
There he is.
I think it's actually healed up quite a lot.
Yeah, it's looking a lot better because I remember that the bottom half of the jaw was missing before. Also, the other day, Matt sent me a video, didn't you?
Yes.
Of the dual cichlids.
Yeah.
And they had babies. I'll overlay it because they don't have babies anymore, do they?
They did well, so it was their first proper spawn where they got them to hatch. And I think they lasted, 5 or 6 days.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's
in
all
a
right.
tank with this amount of fish.
Yeah, that's it. Well, the parents are back down in the corner now, so they're starting to like work out what they're going to do.
So they're going to give it another go.
Yeah, they just made the mistake of ushering them out and around the aquarium. That was the problem.
Yeah, because when you sent me the video, it was right back here.
Yeah. They were able to defend them quite well, sat in this back corner. Yeah, they were able to keep everyone at bay, but they decided on like day 3 or 4.
Yeah, they're preparing the area, aren't they?
They were going to take them for a wander around the tank, which didn't end well.
The thing is, I mean, like even now, look, there's not a lot going on back here. We've got the barred barbs. They would pick off the fry, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would probably have a go, but when they've got fry, there was an exclusion zone of about 30 centimetres around this area. So literally nothing was in that area. The barred barbs would get to this front corner and the female or male would chase them off. So, once they've got the babies, they're a little bit more protective.
Yeah, that's good. That means that there is a chance then, isn't there, really?
Yeah, I think it's a good chance. Like they were, for a first spawn where they've hatched, to keep them 5 days in this busy a tank, that's a good effort.
So some people would say, well, why didn't you just remove them by hand? Explain why that's not really something that you can do in a fish shop.
Yeah, it's not really easy. Like, if you're in a home aquarium and you want to sort of grow the babies on, it's great. But in here, with so many fish and so much stuff going on, the time that we would have to put into growing them up and keeping them happy, it's just not really worthwhile. It's better to let nature take its course, see what happens. If a few survive, brilliant. But if not, you're going to take 6 months before those babies are going to be a decent size.
Yeah.
And by which time we would have put so much food into them, it's not worth it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's
It sounds harsh, but it is nature's way in here is the best way.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
And there is a chance, especially with the amount of cover. This whole back section there, obviously, if they want to, they could remain hidden forever.
Yeah. Well, they went into the vallis at one point. They went into the val at the back here, and none of us could see them. Like, the parents and the babies just vanished, and they were gone.
They just found a little spot, didn't they?
Yep, and that was it. We thought they had gone about 2 days ago, but yeah, then they all came back out again.
Well, they'd do even better over here.
Yeah, it's gone really thick over here.
Look at that. So you're probably wondering about the equipment on the tank, or maybe they're not.
Maybe they don't care. Who knows?
Lighting, let's start with the lighting. So we've gone with 2 Kessel somethings. I don't know Kessels, Matt, you do, what are they?
150s. I think they're the old version of the new ones, essentially. So they're
Oh,
like
yeah.
160s, I think they're called now.
I haven't got a clue.
Yeah, they're the ones that grow plants ones, the green ones, because they do a saltwater and a freshwater.
And this is the one that we've got over on another tank, but we're working it in the middle here. And what is this one, Matt?
So that's a reef photon. So that's
A reef?
Yeah.
But this is freshwater.
Oh no!
Why am I talking like this? Why are we using the reef on the fresh?
Because there's 7 different colour channels in that one.
7?
I think 6, 7. There's a lot of different colour channels, so you can tune it so that there's no blue in it, and you end up getting that freshwater look to it. Which it looks exactly the same as the Kessels, to be honest. There's not a great deal of colour difference once you fine tune those colours.
And the sun has gone in, so it's now look at these guys up here.
Yeah, they want breakfast.
No, they didn't fight me. Okay, so those are the lighting. Filtration. Let me just turn this down. Point it. Let me point it down. I mean.
Do you want me to open that? Do you?
Yes, please. So you turn that section. You turn that section. And voila.
Oh, we've got some brown bags next.
There's a lot of brown, that's fine. That's fine. Look, it's a great use of the space underneath there, isn't it? Yeah. So that comes out the way. And then we've got 2 Fluval FX6s on a rolly trolley. And you have to unplug it all, obviously, to roll it out because all the piping's in there. But have you needed to do anything to them yet?
No.
You still haven't needed to?
No.
Well, you'll know when you do. And
yeah, that's it. The flow hasn't reduced out of them, so they are still flowing really, really well.
Is that how you determine?
Yeah, so if you start getting low flow, then you'll find that your sponges are blocking and it's not letting water through the actual filter.
Okay, and is she working today?
She is, yeah.
Yes, she is, okay.
Who, filter?
No, Flo.
Oh, Flo, yeah, she's around the back.
Filter? That doesn't even work.
That's why I was confused.
Oh, someone liked Hugh in your video.
Hugh.
And there was another one as well. Can't remember what it was though.
No, we've got a few, haven't we?
There's so many.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, 2 Fluval FX6s.
And Cliff was in your
Cliff,
video.
yes, Cliff.
That was who it was. Good old
They
Cliff.
haven't needed servicing yet, and it's been 2 months of use, I'd say.
Yeah, roughly
Or was
about
it?
2 months.
No, because there was 2 weeks of it running without any fish or plants, so that can't count really.
No.
No, that can't count. Let's say 2 months.
Yeah, it's
No
gotta be.
service with
Well,
this amount of fish. That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, they're so easy to maintain, and it just keeps going. You know, with the size of the filters, they really don't need a lot of maintenance.
Struggling with the reflections. I know loads of people to comment. Get one of those lensy things for
Lensy
reflections.
things. Oh, yes,
you know what I mean?
Do you reckon that works on?
It does to a degree, but
Yeah.
it's so difficult when you're trying to look at this kind of thing inside the tank. It doesn't. Yeah, I've tried it.
You'd be better with a tent. Massive tent.
You know when they do those videos where he's supposed to be at work, but he's got the green screen?
Yeah.
I could have one of those that's black,
Yeah.
just so that everywhere behind me
That'd
is
be perfect.
Yeah, I'd look normal as well, wouldn't I?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You'd blend in fine.
So this is basically the look that we wanted, wasn't it?
Yes.
This is what we were going for. That big wall of green behind it, looking so good. Yeah, really happy with this tank. Do we need to do anything?
Not really. We've been sort of talking. There's a little bit of algae in certain places on some of the sort of slower growing plants, but it's not overly bad. I think really, it's just letting it all settle in and let it all go.
Do you mean like up the top here?
Yes, there's a little bit of sort of blackbeard in there, which we were tempted to put, maybe a few Siamese flying foxes or something along those lines in there just to nibble that.
Yeah.
Strictly not African.
You didn't want to ruin the purity. That's all it was, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
says the people who put brittlenose in there.
Oh yeah, sorry. When you weren't looking.
Yeah, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, I think if it gets any worse, we're hoping once they settle in, it'll be all right.
I think that's better than the last time I came. I think there was way more on that Anubias.
Yeah, I think it's lessened.
Look at that. Okay, right, we're happy. I noticed there's a plant above here all of a sudden as well.
That's mine.
Oh, that's yours. Oh, okay.
We did put it up there to see what it looked like, to be fair. But yeah, I went and grabbed that from the garden centre to go next to my tank.
How about like a wall of them?
It would look great. Wouldn't
Wow.
it?
Yeah.
A little bit of trellis along the back and just grow the monstera all the way
That'd
across.
be wicked. It'd
Might
go
be an
everywhere.
option.
It'd go everywhere. You'd have like a jungle tank. Right, this is their second tank. No, but this is the first one that we set up, but this is the second one we're showing.
Yes.
So we set this up to show off like popular schooling fish and quite
And quite a lot of stem plant.
yeah, well, it wasn't the plan, but Danny hadn't been doing his job.
No, terrible. Sorry.
No. Most of the time when I come in here, it's trimmed, like, but it grows so fast, doesn't it? That's the thing.
The limno has settled in massively.
It looks great, though, I have to say. And this is the problem with stem plants, isn't it? It's like, now it looks like,
Yeah.
well, actually, it's probably a little bit over.
Yeah, you need to bring that back down underneath that wood.
Yeah.
And bring that back down. But
Shall we do it? Should we time-lapse it?
well, now.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, let's go. So there we go. Matt's trimmed back the limnophilia because that was basically the only one that really needed trimming, to be honest, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a few little strands in the back, but we can do them at a later time and just sort of, yeah, go as we need to on them.
And this is why I sort of tell a lot of people to use that when they're starting their first planted tanks and that. It grows so fast, and because it grows so fast, it uses up a lot of excess nutrients, which means you get less, I say less, not none, you get less algae. I mean, even this tank's got a little bit, like, you know, on this rock, look, it's pretty coated in it, but everywhere else looks great, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really good, to be fair.
The wood's got nothing on it at all. So when we first set up the tank, we put 10 Amanos, I think.
Yeah.
And was it 3 Bristol nose as well?
Yeah, I think it was 10 Amanos, 3 bristles, and then a little, I think there was a tiny group of Ottos in there as well.
Oh yeah, that's right,
But
yeah.
yeah, they've all scarfed.
They love the wood, don't seem to like these rocks.
No.
But that's all right, it's all right.
Too hard on their teeth, that's what it is.
I don't mind that though. It's like, that's what rocks look like in rivers, let's be honest.
Yeah, and when they're really clean, I think they can sometimes look really stark and like a ball of light in the bottom of the tank that attracts your eye to it. But when it blends in like that, everything's a bit more muted and yeah, it doesn't stick out like a sore thumb.
Tank's looking good. We're thinking about starting a new tank soon. We're going to do some kind of African cichlid. We're not even sure yet. Matt was saying we should just tear this down. It's done. It's dusted. 6 months old or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'd rather us just set up another tank, but then it's not my store, and I'm not the one who's got to pay for that.
Yeah, that is an issue.
So yeah, we could just refresh this one, but it does seem a shame.
We'll see.
Thing is, like for instance, it's done its job because Danny was just saying to me, we sold one yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
They've been flying out the door.
they've been flying out the door, and that is the point of all of these displays that we're doing, is to show people what they can create themselves. You know, get them to buy some of the wood. Like, not that it's all sales, but it's a shop at the end of the day, isn't it? So
Yeah, that's it. And you know, the more sales we can do, the more we can do exciting things and get more product in. And it's
That's
just
right.
but that makes it more exciting for us then, because then we get more deliveries in of rocks and wood
Yeah.
and plants and fish. And so the busier we are, the more exciting stuff we can do, really.
So this tank is using the Fluval Plant 3.0, right?
Yes, the lighting. Yep.
Yep, okay. And that gives us this lovely colour rendition. Is that the right word? That's the right
Sounds
word.
nice,
Sounds
yeah.
quite good, yeah. And filtration. Oh, hang on, actually, before we go to filtration, Matt,
Yes.
can you just show them how we've put it in here?
Yeah.
Because some people quite often say to me, you know, that's great for rimless tanks, but what about us lot in normal world,
Yeah.
in their living rooms with a hooded tank?
Yeah, so all we've done is cut some blocks either end that's the height of the aquarium, or the height of the hood, sorry, and then just slotted them over the end.
that is the light, you see.
Yeah.
So it goes and it sits on there, which I thought it was falling then, because I was looking through the screen, it looked like it's falling over. Yeah, so that can sit nicely on top, gives it a gap between the lids so you can still get in between it all, and just works really well. Plus, what's good about the Fluval is that you can adjust it to whatever sort of strength you want. You've not even got it on 100% there, have you, Matt?
No, I think we've been running it, I think we've upped it to about 75 now, but yeah, we're nowhere near 100% on it.
I think if you're going to do 100, you'd need CO2,
Yeah, I think
tons of ferts. It's just not necessary, is it?
No, a lot of the time, you know, you do need to mess around with it. People who do go like full power, that's where some of their problems do come.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I want maximum brightness, and that's when it's like,
Because that's the best.
Yeah.
You want maximum flow on your filter and maximum lighting.
You do.
No, you really don't need it on the lighting.
the light. That's where it goes wrong, isn't it? And it's hard for someone to know. This is trial and error. It's hard for people to know initially.
Yeah.
What is the correct amount for that tank? So it can depend on many things, like the depth of your tank, the amount of plants you've got, if you've got floating plants. But like, look at that, 75% on that light, ample brightness to the tank. The fish look great. So yeah, just again, it's not something that someone else can say. I don't think it's like you're gonna have to do it on an individual basis, depending on what your tank's looking like.
Yeah, exactly.
If you get loads of algae,
yeah, just ramp it back. You just need to mess around with it. So just as you're setting your tank up, and it's one of those things you've got to keep constantly adapt it, because once you've got a full plant set up in there, you might be able to put more lighting in there. When we first planted this up and everything was settling in, well, I think we were running at about 50%.
Yeah, we did,
and that was ample lighting for them while they were settling in.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, the algae would have taken over, and then you'll be fighting a constant battle with that.
and now, look at that. That looks so good. So, filter-wise, how are we doing? What is it, first of all?
It's a Oasi Biomass de Thermo
350.
Yeah, I think it was a 350.
I don't know why I was making a snake noise.
Yeah, I was going to say 600, but it is a 350.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been doing really, really well. Obviously, these have got the pre-filter on them, so we've not done a lot of full filter cleans, because this is the longest running tank, isn't it? This one was done back in May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, we're like
time to break it down.
Yeah, exactly. 4 months in to get it out. But yeah, a lot of the main filter hasn't been cleaned that much, but the pre-filter's been done a fair few times now. It's been great, just ticking along and not had a lot of maintenance. Again, you know, with the amount of plants in there, it's brilliant.
That's what the beauty of a planted tank is. You don't need to clean filters, or even have. No, we do need to.
Yeah.
You don't have to have one. You know I don't in a lot of mine.
Exactly.
But
yeah, you can get away with it. It's just being clever about it, though, isn't it? You know, if you've got loads of food going in and things like that, you just got to keep up with the maintenance.
it does make it easier having one, like from initial get-go. So some of my tanks without them take ages to get any sort of balance.
Yeah, they do take a bit of time. Yeah, it's
whereas this has been great from the start, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been so simple and so easy.
You're right. Yeah, it's the flow, isn't it?
It is the flow.
It's the flow.
It definitely helps with bacterial growth and oxygenation and everything like that.
I've noticed as well it helps massively in plant growth.
Yeah.
I've got a tank at the moment that's completely no filter. It has been from the start, and the plants really are kind of stunted.
Okay, yeah.
And I think that's to do with nutrient transport around
Yeah.
the leaves. I know a lot of nutrients come from the roots, but you know you still get that. I've just noticed a big difference
It
about
would
flow.
make sense as well, and you'll find that obviously, there'll be certain species that will come from lakes where there'll be slow flow or no flow, and there'll be others that come from fast flowing rivers. So, yeah, I suppose depending on the plant, you might find it does better in no flow or less flow than others. So yeah, it could be an interesting trial, that.
How are we doing here for flow? Oh look, there's tons there, isn't there?
Yeah.
You always know you've got a good shimmer going. There's not so much that the stems are getting battered. That's why they're growing nicely. Because sometimes I've been guilty of that in the past. Like you say, just whack the flow right up, and then the stems are just twisted up, and
That's it. The stems are all lying over, sort of thing.
It's a great looking tank though.
It's looking cool, isn't it?
Awesome. We have got a tank at the back here that you might just be able to see. It's a secret. This is what Danny's been working on. Danny's like the opposite of me and Matt, and will spend 15 hours.
Too long.
Too long.
15 hours? Days?
Creating. Like, hang on, let me just go sneak peek. There we go. So we've got this dragon stone, all of it angled perfectly the right way, with all of the wood. It's all been glued on the top. I mean, that's some skills right there.
It's not ready yet.
I know it's not ready yet, but you can already see, like even just like that as a display for people to see, like a dry display looks good, but it's going to look even better when we do sort of.
I created tension in this tank.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
What, because you annoyed Danny by changing something?
No,
There's a lot of tension in the air at the moment.
If you come round, you can see my little bit of tension just in between those rocks, look. Focusing.
Did you move him?
No, there's another one.
How'd you put another one in there?
If you go round the other side, you can see more tension.
Okay.
If you go round the corner,
There's a shark!
I don't know whether to keep them.
yeah, just as a little Easter egg. Yeah, I like it. I think
But
they
to keep
should.
them there, or just put them right out in the open?
Hide them and make it really hard for people to see them, so you've got to get really close. And then you're surprised by the shark from Nemo on the other side.
Yeah, that's quite good. Yeah, as you're looking into the depths of it or something, you just see the shark come out.
Beautiful piece of nature. Oh God, what's that?
Yeah, it's like a little Easter egg though. They put Easter eggs in games, don't they? Where certain genres appear in other genres. That's like that. That's just like a natural scape with then a little Easter egg in it.
What even was that? I don't even know.
It's a rainbow horned narwhal, of course.
Oh right.
That is disgusting.
He's very smiley.
He is. He's happy.
Right, we're now moving over to the latest setup. This is the new Discus one. Oh, that's quite bright. Let me match it. I'm just going to try and match it. I think that's about right. Matt, does that look right?
Yeah, looks good. Yeah, I'd say
Yes.
that's how we see it.
So when we built this, the Discus were a little bit huddled over in that corner quite a bit, but now they're where we want them.
Yeah.
It's the feeding response, it's good.
Yeah, they're really good generally.
Look at that. Awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, one down
Yeah.
on the bottom. But yeah, they've been brilliant to be fair.
So yeah, we've got the. I thought we had 2. Yeah, there's the other one.
Yeah, the other
There's
ram's coming.
Other ram.
Wait for
Slow
me.
and steady wins
Yeah.
the race. And then we had a ton of cories as well, but we knew it would be a struggle to see them all.
Yeah, you
there's
got
one right at the
one
front
down
here,
the
trying to
front
get
here.
some attention.
Yeah, and there's a few Venezuelan oranges. You can see them. The cool thing is, you watch the leaf litter, and they just pop out of the leaf litter every now and again. There's a group of 3 at the back, or 4.
Just about make them out.
Yeah, but that's the cool thing. It looks like a proper river. You know, it's almost like you are sat watching an Attenborough program, and things are just appearing and disappearing in the background. It's awesome.
Is it getting much attention? Because
Loads. Yeah.
oh, that's good.
Tons.
Because like we're saying, for some people, they look at a tank like this and go, "Oh, it's dirty." Like
Yeah.
the majority of people that don't know what it is.
I think the internet has managed to, because if we had done this 10 years ago, it would have definitely been like, oh, do you not water change your tank? But now the internet has allowed it to become a bit more.
You'd have reviews online.
Yeah.
I went to Maidenhead store. One of their tanks was disgusting,
Yeah.
and the fish were so unhappy.
Yeah, so unhappy in that brown water, which is actually natural. But yeah, that's, I think, going back a few years. But now the internet has sort of pushed it out there. They've pushed these botanicals and things, so people are more aware now.
I'll tell you what, this piece of is doing even better now.
Yeah.
Like, wow, like this is new.
The Monstera's throwing out leaves everywhere.
Oh yeah, sorry.
But yeah, he's throwing out, like, you can see all the new leaves in the middle here from the peace lily.
Yeah, we've got Peace Lily and Monstera, see, because when this is from one of my tanks. I just took it off and I was like, let's just donate it to the store, because I knew this tank would just do perfect. Something about a Blackwater tank, if you do like green on the surface and above, it just works, doesn't it? Like, because you wouldn't really get much plant life, you know, in the black water, because the sun's not really penetrating it.
No, you get a little bit, and a lot of it, like you say, is plants that are, a lot of it, well, the African
Marginal,
ones
and then-
that I've seen, you get the Anubias that sort of grows down into the river.
Yeah,
it only
yeah,
gets so far, and then it can't get light, so. There's one bit that I shout over to her, are you sure you're going to blend all that tomato juice in a white dress? Yeah, keeping that in, definitely.
Yeah, because it's like homely.
Yeah, it is.
So the tank has got 2 of the reef photons, isn't it?
photons running on it, yeah.
But obviously we've changed the colouring so that it's freshwater appropriate, just like we've done in that middle one over on the Congo Tetra African river tank. So yeah, you can see there, you can go like whiter, you can go more yellow, but we felt that this was just perfect for it. And look, it also makes the fish look how they should look as well, I think.
Yeah, it gives them a real good sort of sunlight sort of look.
But then this tank's a little bit different to every other tank I've ever done, or we've done even together.
Yeah.
This one's got a sump. For those of you that don't know, that's the water goes down and twirls around and comes back. That's it. Yeah?
Tactical, yeah, that's exactly how
Let's
it
just
goes.
have a look. It's easier if we look. Reveal. Okay, so well, we've got. Oh, look at that, sliding doors and everything.
Yeah.
So we have got.
So the filter stocks are a bit blocked at the moment. So
Yeah,
as
so
you
that
can see-
shouldn't be overflowing, but at the end of the day, it's
it
clean
doesn't
already.
matter. Yeah, obviously you can see the clarity of the water is not anywhere near problematic at the moment. So once we clear them through, we'll just take them out the back, hose them down, get all the muck out of them, and away you go.
It's quite good actually. It's an example of what happens, you know, rather than everything being perfect all the time.
Exactly,
So,
yeah. You'll find that this is obviously just standard where we've been busy over the weekend. We haven't had a chance to do them, so we'll just get them done in the next day or so. But it doesn't really impede any of the filtration.
water goes in the sock.
Yep.
Would usually come through, goes over that edge, goes through this, which has got all of our biological filtration. Plus, Matt's put in some air stones in there as well. See, there's the pump. So there's one at the front and the back, and that just keeps everything moving inside, yeah?
Yeah, it just gives all the bacteria a bit more oxygen and a bit more water flow through the media then. And obviously you've got your heater on that side as well.
Oh, yeah.
So the water rushes over the heater as well and heats the water. And then back through this baffle, back into your pump, and then pump straight back up to the top.
And then we've got all our electrics and everything tucked away neatly in this area. Perfect.
You might see an empty chamber actually, that might be worth pointing out. So we've got an empty chamber down here. Now that empty chamber is normally what they use for an auto top-up. So you can get like a little float valve with a little pump attached to it, and you can fill that up with fresh water. So when you get evaporation, it auto tops up the sump, so you never have to worry about it running dry.
Any particular reason you didn't use that? Just because there's always someone here, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. We just constant maintenance on it. You know, we can see and we can hear. We feed it daily. We're in and out of it daily, so it doesn't matter for us. But we may put one on there at a later date, just to give us a little bit of ease. But to be honest, it doesn't need that much topping up, really.
It could be actually a good example as well for people.
Yeah,
if they're interested in buying the system. Because up until I saw this system running like this, I would be like, nah, not interested. But now I see it, I think I want to do, like, if I did a home tank, I think I would do it like this, with the sump and everything. I thought they were noisy. There's basically no, well, there's a slight bit, but that's because the socks. But even that, with the door shut, you can't hear it at all.
Not at all. And you've got the glass on this one. You've got the glass covers as well, which make it a little bit quieter.
It's quality. It's really good price as well, which I was surprised at the price of it, to be honest, given what you've actually got there. Yeah, awesome. We put a lot of botanicals in here, and as expected, they found their own way in a massive pile in the back corner. But that's all right. We knew it would do that. We went with pure white sand as well. Again, that's because we know it'd have like the tinge that it's got once the botanicals are in, and that was luck. We didn't know if that was going to work, but it did work.
We were a bit worried about it being too bright, but yeah, it does look lovely with that tanned water and the sort of shimmer through it. It looks great.
I love this whole area. Like, this is my zone. Hang on, let me step back.
My zone.
This is my zone. Like, look at it all. We've got loads going on now. So when I first used to come here, you had rocks and stuff, but there was like this was the shelf, I think.
Yeah,
and even that didn't have this range.
No.
And yeah, I've slowly, I feel like I've got you more into the aquascape thing as well, and as a result, it's sort of transpired over.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we always wanted to do the big aquascaping areas, but it wasn't until we started sort of collabing that it happened properly.
So us doing this has definitely brought in more people, yeah?
Oh yeah, loads, tons. Yeah. Loads of people wanting to come and see the displays and everything like that. Yeah, it's quite often that I'm sat in the office and I can hear people talking about this tank, about you and about the video and everything like that.
Oh, brilliant.
And talking about us drinking oak leaf tea. And,
oh yeah. Which wasn't bad.
No, it was
quite flavoursome, yeah.
Yeah, it was alright. Ring light, but it's going on my bowl.
A ring light sounds dirty. So that's the free that we've currently got set up in the store. If you think we should break down the first one and redo it, if we should start a whole new 4-foot tank, just like we did over there with that one, but for the African cichlids, I'm leaning towards the Tanganyika now. You've said it's cool, yeah. But the matter of saying it, Tanganyikans are good for sitting back and watching. But if you want like in your face, then the Malawis are the ones to go. So we don't know yet, we're just not sure. Leave the comment for that, okay, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Oh, it's really bright. Look at my 4-head.
Look at my 10 head. I think my fringe starts back here.